Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for cruising, making your dream a reality.
Hey, my name is Blaine,
And I'm Mallory.
and we are with Rayleigh Creative Travel, and we are on the Carnival Horizon on the Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise, and we've had such an amazing time this week. We've gotten to hang out with friends, we've made lifelong memories, we've made lifelong friendships that'll last forever. The best part is we've got to hang out with Kenny Fordbank, aka Kenneth Oaks. He was the first recipient of the Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise. He's never seen the ocean. He's never been on a cruise, which is awesome. So it was touching to see all the experiences. At 28 years old, he can see and relive this, and hopefully he'll be on another cruise one day. So I just want to say thank you to Shaun, Alana, and all the board members that's done a lot this week. I mean, they've been running around
Yeah, they
the
have.
ship, making sure everything goes smoothly, and
all those who donated.
all the ones who donated. If it wasn't for the ones who donated, this would not ever be possible. So thank you for the donations. We've had an awesome time, and we wouldn't have it no other way. You got anything?
It's just been an awesome experience to kind of. I remember my first cruise, and it's been an awesome experience to see Kenny's first cruise and see through his eyes. It's been really cool.
So we can't wait to see the next recipient. helpinghandsforcruising.org, and you can donate there for all the future cruises they've got planned for other recipients. Be on the lookout for all the fun videos and all the vlogs coming out, so stay tuned.
Yeah, g'day folks. How we going? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Chatting with Shaun on Helping Hands for Cruising. So, what can I say? We've got some. I want to first say thank you to Blaine and Mallory for stepping up there from Rayleigh Creative Travels. I wanted to thank them. We had an awesome amount of fun on the Helping Hands for Cruising inaugural cruise. So, great people to have been around with. Here we go. So first in the chat, what can I say? Cruise Nuts, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. It's about frickin' time you came in at this particular point in time. Nice to have you here, guys. Welcome aboard. Joe is in there as well. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you. How's the weather in Dubbo? We're sitting on 11 degrees right now. So you must be relatively warmer than us, but have you recovered? And it was awesome having you down in Melbourne, and we had a good time together. So thank you very much for coming in, and thanks for the pink hand wave. All right. Couple of things I wanted to get in touch with you folks about was, first of all, some brilliant news. Well, first of all, not some good news. Ross from Ocean Cone Vlogs has been spending some time in dry dock, hospital, and we wish him a speedy recovery and all prayers that go with it. We hope that whatever ails him right now will be easily solved, and he'll be back running around doing all sorts of exciting things. Most of all, getting that frickin' cruise that we're talking about up and running and doing amazing things. The next thing, there we go. Joe's got a comment. Joe says, thanks for having me, mate. Sorry I did not drop in on Saturday's live, as he had to duck off to town and do some shopping. Mate, you can always watch us on the replay. We're always there. Better still, you're lucky enough to be able to just pick up the phone and give us a chat anytime you like. And also, you know what? It was nice having an American here for a change. The rest of you guys across the pond need to come down under and have a look at this place. All right. More fantastic stuff. I was talking with Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel, the guys that are being involved with the booking of the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, and so the good news is that we are currently sitting on about 58 cabins sold. There are some other cabins that are booked, so that takes us over the 60 mark. But folks, we're a little bit short. We are 140 cabins from our total. So what I'm asking you to do now is go ahead, talk to whomever, see who you can get on board the cruise, and then let's make sure that we do fill that cruise so we can have a bucket load of fun. Joe is saying that it was a complication from his partial toe amputation surgery. And so, well, we hope that can be solved fairly soon. Okay, so what that means is, with regard to the cruise, what that means is Bruce is certainly hoping that we can get as many people involved in the process of getting cabins sold, because the more people we get sold, A, the more money Helping Hands makes, B, the more opportunity there is for tax deduction from everybody else. Because, as you know, a portion of your fare on the cruise is tax deductible, so and that proportion does go as a donation to Helping Hands. Now, on the cruise, we will have 3 bands. We've got the Who's Who, which is the tribute band for The Who. We've also got Echoes of Pompeii, which are a tribute band for the Pink Floyd band. And then we've got Mr. Funnyman, who's going to be doing some stuff for us out at Great Stirrup Quay when we're there. Joe's saying that he had to laugh. He had almost $60 worth of salami and small goods confiscated by the driver of their coach from Lithgow to Dubbo. Why? $60 worth of salami. Why would he want to confiscate it? What on earth did you do, Joe? Did you stink the bus out or something? Seriously. So, in talking with Bruce, we had a great opportunity of talking, and we came up with a number of good ideas that are going to be partaken shortly. We're hoping that everything comes to plan, because really this cruise is going to be an amazing cruise. It is a special cruise. There'll be nothing like it. And as Jimmy has said, and I agree with him, we've dubbed it the cruise of the century because really it's going to do amazing things there. So Joe is saying that it was a lovely lady who loves her salami as much as he does. Did it taste good? Did she give you any, or was it your own? Okay, so other things that we've got coming up, there is the cruise-a-thon that we've got happening on going from August 9 through to August 11. And from what I can see currently, the list says that Friday night we are fully booked. Saturday, we've got some openings. We've got an opening at 11 a.m. We've got an opening at, we've got an opening at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and 11 p.m., and that's Saturday. And if we can fill out Saturday, then we will then move to Sunday, which will make things seriously different. Well, it is Danny D, the super supporter. Welcome aboard. Good morning. Welcome aboard, Danny. Nice to have you here. Okay, so at present, we're trying to get as many people on board with the cruise-a-thon as possible. And with that in mind, we will then have a bucket load of dollars coming in. We want to beat our amount from last cruise-a-thon, and we're actually hoping that we will make $10,000 this time. Joe is saying, "Hey Danny, thanks for the friend acceptance on Facebook or the book, I believe." And Danny's gone, no problem, Joe. Okay, so as I'm saying, we want to fill all the positions, and we're getting awfully close. And if we can fill all the positions and head into Sunday, that'll be even more awesome. Like I say, we definitely want to make more than $10,000 if we can help it. And Danny says, yes, let's get that Saturday. Well, we're only what, four segments away from getting Saturday totally booked. But if we do get it fully booked, yes, we can then move into Sunday. And all that means is that we can then get some more dollars. And yes, this is a shameless promotion, because at the end of the day, every dollar you put in to Helping Hands for Cruising, every dollar goes to putting somebody on board a cruise ship. Okay, Joe is saying there is a place in Marrickville in Sydney called RNR Danube Small Goods. They make a salami called Moscow salami. I've not had any of that in ages. I made a vow to get some if I was there. And I want to tell you something. If it is true Russian small goods, mate, you'd be smelling garlic everywhere. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yes, says Danny. Absolutely. We will get that day filled up. $10,000. Okay, so now let me put this to you. $10,000 puts three recipients on board a cruise ship. So there you go. Danny's going, yes, I love this charity. Let's do it, baby. Come on, baby. Let's do it. Let's get it done. So without further ado, the next cruise that we've got coming up, and I do need to do this. Okay, Joe is saying that salami is made with German love. Absolutely. But they're Russians. All right, okay. The next cruise that's coming up is Amy's cruise. It's Amethyst Hayes' group cruise, happening in 117 days. Can you believe that? And on that cruise is going to be a special lady who has never had the opportunity of going on a cruise. So what we're looking at is getting this cruise up and running with this lovely lady on board that cruise, and I think she's going to have an awesome ball. So let's see. Without further ado, yes, Joe, Amy's cruise is that close, 117 days. Can you believe it? And it's going to be absolutely amazing. She's going to have the most amazing ball. Will young Miss Roxy have? After all, she's going to be spending time with Michael Ann. She's going to be spending time with, I believe, Sharon and Gary. Shaz and Gaz are going on that one as well. And I believe there's like 10 cabins booked. So that's going to be the most amazing cruise. And folks, my suggestion, if you're not already with that cruise, if you're not already booked on it, get on it. Come on, get on it. As you saw, it's heading out of Galveston, and it's headed down to, it's a 5-day cruise, headed down to Progresso and one other place doesn't spring to mind at the moment, but it'll hit me later on. And I can tell you now, Cozumel, that's right, Progresso, and then Cozumel, I believe, and then back into Galveston, and they're going to have the most amazing time. Seriously, they're going to have the most amazing time. Well. Good morning, young Mr. Mike. How are you? Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. We're just talking about cruises coming up in the near future. Joe is saying that his next trip to Victoria will more than likely take in the Great Victorian Rail Trail on mountain bike, going all the way from Mansfield to Tullarook. Mate, that is going to be the most awesome ride ever. It would be absolutely exquisite. There's some beautiful views down here in the state of Victoria. Danny's saying, Mike! And I bet Mike is going to turn around and go, Danny! Okay. Joe's saying g'day to Mike. So there we go. Awesome. And I can tell you, going on these group cruises, you know, Joe, what it was like when you first met up with us and Nick. Can you imagine when we were in the US for the inaugural cruise, we met up with Mike. And not only did we meet up with Mike, but we met up with a whole lot of other people from the cruise. And I'll tell you what, it was absolutely an amazing experience. So that's what we're looking forward to when we go on. That's what Roxy will look forward to when she goes on her cruise in 117 days. But when we go on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, that's going to be absolutely amazing there too as well. Joe is saying the bonus is he won't be bringing his own bike as he can hire one in Mansfield. Well, that'd be awesome. One less thing to carry. And g'day, Nick. Welcome aboard, buddy. Glad you're home safely. You got home on Sunday. I'm pretty sure you're a bit jet lagged, a bit tired, but hey, mate, you had the most incredible experience. So there you go. Mike is saying, Danny, Danny. Yep. Do. Danny is the best. No, shut up, Shaun. Howdy, Nick from Mike. Mike, you should see the experience that Nick had. Seriously, he had an absolute ball. He actually spent a whole weekend in the Down Under Cruises basement. Let me tell you, he had an awesome time. All right, now I've got to talk about this next cruise, because this next cruise is, well, if I don't mention it, I'm in trouble. But this next cruise, well, it is exactly 354 days away. It is a bucket list cruise to us. Folks, without further ado,
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
yep, it is definitely one you don't want to miss. Okay, now Joe is saying, hey Nick, good to hear. I made it home safely on Friday night, albeit 5 minutes behind. 5 minutes behind. That will not do, Joe. Bloody traffic hogging the roads. Yep, that will not do. You needed to get into your nice bed. I saw some of the photos, says Mike. Yeah, they were awesome. I'll tell you what, this bloody yank by the name of Nicholas P., all the way from Darwin to Adelaide and back up again, all the way from Sydney to Perth and all the way back again. Tell you what, he has seen more of Australia than most Australians have seen. Okay, Danny is saying, may be able to meet Scott and Amber from Kicking the Country at the end of July, because her parents and her might go to Dollywood and they live close, and he said we should meet for lunch if we have time. Mate, you need to do that. You need to meet up with them. They are absolutely awesome. Joe, how could I forget you, mate? How could I forget you? Seriously, you went from central New South Wales all the way through Victoria and then back down here and all the way back up. I will say for a fact that mate, you're unforgettable, let me say. And anytime you're down, please look us up. Anytime. Hey, Nick, from Danny. Joe is saying he's still recovering himself, still getting used to being back in his own bed, and adjusting is taking time. Yeah, you know what? It's hard sleeping on a bus. Sorry, I can't call it a bus. It's a coach. Can't sleep on it. I find it difficult sleeping when we're on the road. But hey, you know what? At least you had a great trip. Nick says, look like his next overseas adventure will be in May. He's not making the decision on exact details till August, but he'll be back to Deutschland. Ooh, that sounds awesome. That sounds really awesome. Joe's complaining that someone in a ute was hogging the bloody road. Try to overtake it, but it wasn't playing nice. How the hell can you not see a big orange coach? Yeah, that's true. Did the coach have the massive bull bar? Because that would be easy to push them over. What airport is close to us? Well, we have a local airport here called Moorabbin Airport, but if you're talking about an international airport, our nearest international airport would be Tullamarine Airport, which is the other side of the city. What have you got in mind, Mike? Nick is saying Qantas gave us an ice cream on the Sydney to Dallas flight. Never had that on a plane before. Ice cream. You never had ice cream on a plane? I hope it was a good one. Joe is saying Tullamarine and Essendon. Well, Essendon is not actually Essendon used to be Melbourne's main airport, but now it's no longer. It is actually Tullamarine, which is the main one. Essendon is mostly used for business jets. And also there's another one that's not too far away called Avalon Airport, which some of our local domestic flights go into. But it could handle a large aircraft. After all, it was an Air Force base. Danny is saying it was so nice to see Nick and Joe on stream 2 weeks ago. You know what? It was absolutely a pleasure having them here. I've still got the camera hooked up. But it was an absolute pleasure having them on board and chatting about things. They had an amazing time. Joe is saying to Danny, thanks, that was so awesome. And Mike is saying thank you to Joe. Danny is saying 338 days till Big Bro's wedding. So excited. And so you should be, young lady. You're going to have the most amazing time. A new sister, hey? What can I say? G'day, Tonydrumer. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. So glad you could come on in. And the numbers are growing, so that's awesome. Good morning, Tonydrumer. Shaun's been good so far. Yeah, I wasn't being good earlier. And Joe saying g'day to Tonydrumer. Yeah, so lots of good, exciting things happening for the Cruise-a-thon on the 9th of August. We'll be getting a bucket load of people coming through, doing all sorts of things, having lots of fun. And yeah, I'm telling you, we will have a ball. We will absolutely have a ball. Just trying to see something very quickly. Yeah, okay. Yep. All right, that'll do. All right. So, Cruise-a-thon, upcoming cruises. We've done Alaska. Okay, this one is so freaking expensive. I have to pay this one every time. Okay, let me see. Yeah, this one's so freaking expensive. I've got to start getting the money in. You know, things it cost me to get involved, absolutely huge. Here we go. First set of, seriously. There we go. First lot of coins in. And everybody knows which ones we're going to be talking about. Nick is saying something special is possibly in the works that'll lead him back to Europe. Keep your fingers crossed for me. So much more of Germany to see and more spaghetti ice to be eaten. Hey, mate, at least we ate the spaghetti ice here down under. Something a certain person has never done by way of Darian. You said Cruise-a-thon is on from the 9th to the 11th of August, correct? That is correct. I won't be able to watch or take part as I have a truck show on that weekend. You mean to tell me you couldn't take at least a short hour from your truck show to spend a bit of time listening to anybody or even doing something? Come on, Joe. Better still, mate. You might even find time that you'd be in with somebody and have a show with them. Nick is saying, oh, and Shaun, I said that the spaghetti ice was the best I've had since I was in Germany. I think you said it wrong on the stream on Friday. I was asleep, so I wasn't able to chime in. Mate, if you think I'm wrong, please correct me. It goes all night and day, Friday and Saturday. Damn golden oldies truck club. Well, you don't have to pay all the attention there. You could do a live if you wanted. Oh, seriously. And here comes the last one. Awesome. Now he's going to let me play it.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell?
Oh, there we go. Okay, folks. So that cruise is actually happening in 521 days. So that's going to be an awesome cruise, really. And for us, we're going to be in the States a little bit earlier on, spending a bit of time in Fort Myers and with family, and then we'll see what happens. There could very well be a special guest coming on board. So you never know. It will be absolutely awesome. Danny is saying that she's planning on donating the whole weekend for the cruise-a-thon. She absolutely loves the charity. And yes, we love you, Danny. Really appreciate your help. Nick says he's got a big stuffed koala and kangaroo sitting right next to me, saving them along with a couple of pieces of opal from Kupapiti for future use. Mate, just be careful with the koala and the kangaroo that they don't get close to each other. You never know what might happen. A koala-roo or a kangalola. Wait a minute. Joe is saying, should have signed up for a Saturday morning slot from the show. I could have shown everyone some of the 400 trucks and the 100 bus coaches on the display. Hey, Joe, let me just give you a heads up. Saturday, there's an 11 a.m. slot, mate. If you want it, you could take the 11 a.m. slot. Just saying, it's available. Danny is saying that would have been cool if you did. She's saying that would have been cool if you did, Joe. If you did, I would be there to help in a heartbeat. Joe, get it done, mate. Get it done. Danny, it is what it is. I may still do a live of my own linked to HH4C. Hey, Joe, I'm telling you, there's that 11 o'clock slot. Pick it up on Saturday morning. Give us a show. Give us a tour around. Is February a good month there as far as weather, Shaun? Just curious. Okay, so February is the tail end. It is actually our hottest time. January, February are our hottest time of the year. So if you came on down, you'd be swimming, mate. You'd be swimming. But you gotta be able to make it down, and yeah, we'd get you sorted. Joe, see how I go. Last time I checked, I saw there was 400 trucks and 100 buses and coaches ready, confirmed for the weekend. Mate, that is great. What's up, Mr. Scotty? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. How's the weather in South Carolina or wherever you are in the Carolinas? How are you doing? Are you headed out swimming or what's going on? Danny is saying awesome to Joe. Joe is saying to Mike, February is late summer. Melbourne is not too bad in summer. Where I am, it is shocking. Yeah, you're just freaking hot. Hang on, here's Danny. Scott! And Joe is saying, hey there to Scotty. And so is Mike. Scott! Scotty is going, hey, Danny. Hey, Joe. Hey, Mike. Seriously? So under key. Now, Scotty, are you making it on the Rock and Roll Tribute? Oh, come on, mate. You've got to. You just got to get on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. We're not coming there all the way there just to have you just come on down. Joe Hupp, average temps? Yeah, average temps are between 27 to 34 with hits up to 40 degrees. So, yeah, it can get quite hot in February. Average temps between 27 and 34. Okay, thank you. Nick is saying June, July, and August are better in Australia. No, they're freaking freezing. It's winter time and it gets nowhere near as cold as North America in the winter. Mate, Nick, let me say, you don't know Mike. Mike only lives in the summer areas where it's warm. He can't handle the cold. Mike is saying, would you suggest another month to go? Another month to go? No, I would reckon late January, early February is awesome. I'll message you. Might help get some viewers and donations. Joe, that is awesome. Nick is saying, my trip to Australia has changed my mind on how I like to cook eggs. I used to be a scrambled person. Now I like to fry them. Yeah, fried eggs is great. I only fry them because it's quick and easy. Scrambled, I put a lot of stuff in there, so it's a big cook-up for me. Speaking of Scott, we were just talking about him. Yeah, we were. Hey, Scott from Tonydrumer. And Scott is saying, it's hot here. I'm getting ready to head home from work. Well, that's cool. I hope you had a good day, not a flat out busy day. Hey, Miss Najuma, I'm sure it was all good, Danny. Nick is going, I did not come in the summer because the GAN does not run in the summer. Yeah, in the center of the country, it gets freaking hot, and so the tracks do bend. So it's important. It was Scott from Danny, and Mike is saying, if it's much below 17-ish, I'll be hibernating. No, mate. You definitely want to come late January, early February, to give you an indication. So we gave you C's, 20, 25, 50, 60, 70, 80. So we're looking at mid 80s to the mid 90s. Mid 80s to mid 90s is about the right temperature that you would be getting if you were to come on down under during late January, early February. Joe is saying in the red center, it gets hot enough to cause the tracks to buckle and bend. And Nick is saying that the hardest part of going to Australia is the 15-hour flight one way. He's grateful the next trip that's on the horizon for him is going back to Europe. So much easier on an 8-hour flight. And 16 hours is a problem because, okay, Danny said, yep, it's maybe I can meet you, Scott, if and when we go to Dollywood. Mike is saying, well, I was looking at flights under 1,000 round trip. Whoa! Where do you get flights for $1,000? I mean, well, that's 1,000 US. Well, for us, I just had a look at flights around about the November time, and they are up around close to $3,000, and that's for cattle. Joe, I had a scare on the Velocity up to Marupna. They had a railway track detonators on the track, and the train ran over them, and they exploded. Scared me and a lovely older lady 2 seats over. Yeah, those detonators are put on the tracks to warn the workers that are close at hand that there's a train coming. Nick, Mike, I highly doubt you're going to get a flight under 1,000 round trip to Australia. Yep, that's true. I was having a look. Aussie dollars, it's like close to $3,000. So there we go. Anyway, that's currently the news as we see it down under. Helping Hands currently is putting some things together, so hopefully everything will be working well. Okay, San Fran to Melbourne round trip 788. Seriously, which airline? Scott is saying, for sure, Danny, just let us know when you are going to be there. Too bad you're on going in October. You could meet all kinds of people, including that Goober Blaine. Yep. True, unless you have a lot of frequent flyer points. Excuse me. Danny, yeah, too bad. I want to meet Goober Blaine. Yep. Fiji Air. Interesting. But then you go via Nandi, so it's 2 stops. You go San Fran, Nandi, then into Melbourne. That's not a bad flight. At least you get a bit of a break. It's kind of like, okay, so let's see, San Fran down to Nandi, which is Fiji, and then down to Perth, down to Melbourne. So that's cool. I thought I was the only goober in the chat. No, mate, there's a few of them. Yes, from Mike. There you go. So it's a 2-stop. At least you're looking at those kind of flights and not the ones that go via Doha, because that would just make it an incredibly long flight. 51 hours is what I've been checking out there if you do the one that goes around the world to the end of the world and back. I think the one that goes into Nandi, you're looking at, because the direct flight is from San Fran into Melbourne, you're looking at around about 15 hours. But if you're flying into Nandi, that would add maybe about another 2 hours. So there you go. Joe is saying, Shaun, I'm the only person here that fits that term accurately. Well, you never know. Nope, it's a one-stop flight, San Fran to Nandi and then Melbourne. Yep, that's right. Yep. So there we go. So it would add maybe about a couple of hours onto the flight, because when you drop off into Nandi, I think you change flights. You change aircraft. So there you go. Anyway, folks, this is the longest show we've put on a Helping Hands for Cruising ever. So that's awesome. We've gone 46 minutes, nearly 50 minutes. I'm going to say thank you all for popping in. We've got some exciting things coming in the near future with the cruiseathon. There are some exciting cruises coming up, and yes, we are looking for some more recipients to come on board a flight. The recipient needs to be not a family member. They need never to have had an opportunity to cruise before in their lives, and they also and the reason for that may be because they've been hard on their luck forever. They are a disabled person, or they are a carer of somebody disabled who's never had that opportunity to get out and have a vacation, and this is the big way to do it. And all you need to do is just put together a 2 to 5 minute video explaining why you want to nominate that particular person. All right, Nick is saying, yeah, direct flights aren't going to be less than $1,500 US round trip. His was not cheap, but that's because he flew on 2 separate airlines each way. Joe is saying that considering it was going to cost him $700 to fly directly from Dubbo to Tullamarine on this trip, yeah, I can understand that. And that was returned, so that's huge. Can't wait for the cruiseathon. No, we can't wait either. It's going to be an awesome time. Stream Elements has just popped in to say, Helping Hands for Cruising would like to thank you for your donation. So, yep. Mike is saying he's looking under Google Flights. Have always had good luck looking for flights through Google Flights. Well, mate, here's hoping. Tomorrow night, it is currently 20:48, which is 20 to 9 p.m. 10 to 9 p.m. I'm going to say that, folks, tomorrow night that'll be at 8 p.m. our time, which will be 6 a.m. your time. I'll be chatting with Jimmy on the Cup of Joe show, the Hump Day show. So we'll be having a great chat then. Please come and join us. Come and join either the Down Under Cruisers or the Astute Tourist. And then possibly on Friday night, we may or may not do a live. It depends on what work commitments I've got. But I know that not this coming week, but next week I do have work commitments as well as the week after. Joe is saying that those flights were on a Saab 340B plus turboprop. Scotty is saying, hoping everyone has a wonderful day, evening, or night. Thank you, mate. Danny, you too, Scott. Joe, I'm off. Talk again tomorrow. See you then. Yes, folks, we shall catch you later. Mike is saying he'll get a hold of us another time to discuss more. Yep, no worries. Thank you for the info, Joe, as well. Awesome. Well, folks, it's that time. So Thank you for popping in, and we shall catch up with you next time. Have a great day. Bye.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul? It's floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible, with helping hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality.
So if you ever dreamed about taking a cruise in one of them big old boats, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be a notion that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for